I'd like to introduce Dr. Jill Carnahan, who has today released her fantastic documentary. Thank you for joining us today, Jill.
Thank you so much, Linda. It is such an honor and delight to be here after, I don't know, 18 months or more of work on the movie. Really, our goal here was to reach people like your audience, which have complex chronic illness and need solutions. And really, so many of us out there, including myself, I've been through breast cancer, Crohn's disease, and chronic complex Lyme and mold and all these things. We feel alone, right? And part of making this documentary was just to give people the encouragement that number one, you're not alone. Number two, there's answers with things like even with your network with Elia, and it's such a powerful thing that people need to know about. And you've done such a great job at getting that word out. So that's my goal. And maybe we can chat just a little bit about it. But if you will bear with me, we can watch the trailer together real quickly.
When I really knew something was wrong was when I started having trouble walking up the stairs. I was supposed to be grateful and happy and healing and well and thriving. But I did not feel that way. I was so sick. Like always, I wanted to find an answer and I had to figure it out, and I had to figure it out to save my own life. So I dove in.
Jill is the leading voice in biotoxin illness and chronic conditions that are driven by toxicity.
Oh my gosh, you're dealing with mold? You have to work with Dr. Jill Carnahan.
Dr. Jill is the first person that actually began to shed some light on the problem.
What I do is listen to the patient, and we together talk about what else is possible.
I don't know why I'm crying.
She saved my life.
The deepest lessons and most profound insights come in the suffering, come in the dark moments. Self-compassion is the healing transition that shifts something inside of us. It's actually the thing that we need most in order to heal.
Dr. Patient. Available now at drpatientmovie.com.
So there it is.
Wow, amazing. Can't wait to see the whole thing.
Yeah, so it's now live at drpatientmovie.com. You can rent or watch it or share it or gift it if someone you know needs that encouragement. And again, the real goal here has been, I'll tell you the backstory. So I was writing a book, and in the middle of the book was the pandemic. So we were all locked down in our houses. And I realized at that moment, it was January 1st, 2021. I was sitting in my chair meditating. And I thought, you know what? Do people even read anymore? Everybody's on Netflix and everybody's watching documentaries. And I had this sense like, gosh, if I want to get the word out of inspiration and encouragement for those who are hurting and suffering, I've got to be on screens, right? But I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a doctor. I'm not a producer. I've never done a movie. And I literally just had the thought. It started with a thought like, what if I did a documentary? And you know, what always happens with anything that's supposed to be is we have this thought, this vision, this dream. And then if we step out and outside of our comfort zone and say, maybe this could happen, the universe brings the tools that we need. I know you've probably experienced this too. And so as I stepped out and made some phone calls, within about 10 days, I had a producer, a director, an executive assistant. I had a whole team that was like, let's do this. So I thought, okay, let's do this. And I asked them, I said, okay, we need a budget. How much money do you guys need to do this? They gave me a budget, which was a lot of money. And then I thought, well, if this is supposed to happen, we'll get the funds. And over the next several months, I just had this like sense of it will happen if it's supposed to. And it's almost better that I had never done a documentary, because talking to my friends with documentaries, this never happens on a first time trial. But over the next few months, I had a call with an investor that was interested in buying my clinic, and we were on the phone, and I realized his background in functional medicine. And on the call, I just had this instinct. I need to tell him about the film. So I did. I said, you know, Phil, and this turns out to be our executive producer. I shared with him the vision, and he flew out to see me, and we talked. And within another month, we had the budget for the film. And thanks to this wonderful, generous benefactor, we can't say enough of how much we appreciate him. But all that just happened because I had a vision and then shared that vision, not knowing where the money would come from, where any of that would come from. And then, you know, over the next 18 months, we filmed patients' journeys, breast cancer, Crohn's disease, Lyme disease, some of the complex chronic illness. And one thing that I love about the film is a lot of times I see a lot of women with complex chronic illness, but two of our features are men. And I think that it actually also relates to the fact that, I mean, obviously both men and women have illness, but in my clinic, the women are often seeking out information more. And I just love that the film covers that in every area, every aspect, every kind of person that might have illness.
Yes, to get a male voice is really important, because chronic illness, it's usually more women than men, isn't it? And men don't like talking out as much as women. So to actually have the male voices there as well is makes it all round, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just so powerful because I think what it is especially in our American society, there's kind of the John Wayne, like, I can do this, like, don't complain, I don't show that I'm suffering. And I think the reality is men and women both suffer. And even though women are 4 times the risk of autoimmune disease, this is a very real thing for anyone out there, whatever age or sex or demographic that you are. And if you're listening, you know this because you know people that are all ages, all even children, that have these complex chronic illnesses. So I do love the fact that the movie's in that sense really giving voice to multiple different demographics of who are suffering and maybe don't have the courage to say, I'm suffering, I'm not, feeling well, something's wrong.
So is the documentary just on the website that you said?
Yeah, so we went many, many months. We went into film festivals and got quite a few awards, which are posted there. And so we did that circuit first to kind of see if we could get out in the world there. And right now, distribution is so interesting because what they're really looking for is something where they hire you before you make the movie. Like Netflix says, we want 8 episodes and this is what we want. And they control the content, right? We were very adamant from the beginning. We did not want any commercial interest, even like a supplement company controlling the content. We wanted it to come from our hearts and from a true place of genuine, like trying to help people, not just sell a product. So there's no commercial interest. There is nothing at all in there. Even our investor was there was not one thing that, he said he gave us the freedom to really do it right. So in that sense, we did it independently. But on the distribution side, getting the movie out, it makes it quite difficult because no one's, paid to have it done. And nowadays, Hulu, Netflix, HBO, any of the networks, they pay for their own content. So we ran into quite a bit with distribution, like no one, that isn't common. And the theater circuit now, and again, post-COVID, there's not that many films that are releasing unless you're a huge mega company. So we realized the best place to go was to start with my patients and people that are in complex chronic world, your followers, my followers, and start to really market it to the people who are suffering and who are in this. And I think that although it's on our website right now, probably in the next 6 to 12 months, we could go to Apple or Amazon, but we wanted to start with just targeting our people first.
So people can purchase the recording or watch the recording. What kind of price are we talking?
Yeah, so if you want to purchase it and own it and have it on your computer to share with family or whatever, it's $9.99, and rental is $3.99.
Okay, and how do people gift it?
Yeah, there's also a button. What we realized is after one of our big premieres coming out, we had some feedback that we did not expect, and it was from spouses, and spouses said, watching this film allowed me to understand what my wife or my husband is going through. I mean, I've been at the point of literally breaking up or divorcing, and now I understand much more deeply that suffering and what they actually are feeling. And we realize, oh, there's a place here for someone who's suffering, watches this film and says, oh my gosh, I'm so sick. No one understands what I'm going through. And they could actually gift it to a mother, a father, a loved one, a sibling, and help to get that understanding in their journey. So the gift is just an option. You can either rent, purchase, or gift on the website.
Well, we wish you every success. Thank you.
Thanks so much for having me on, and thanks for the wonderful work that you are doing in the world as well. Just love it and appreciate it so much.
Thank you.